Art has a remarkable ability to shape our world, provoke thought, and inspire change. Through the Gibbes Visiting Artist Program, we have the privilege of connecting with talents that push boundaries and offer fresh perspectives. Brittney Washington is one of those talented visiting artists, and we are happy to have her here with us today. Brittney, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about your art?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question a lot before coming here. And the truth of the matter is, the way that I conceive of my art and myself as an artist has been evolving. And so primarily I think of myself as a storyteller who has the responsibility to be in relationship with the past, the present, and the future. And so through my work, many times through portraiture, I think about how we honor ancestors, the folks who came before us, the sacrifices they made, the lives that they lived. And I think about how my work and the way I move about the world can activate the people who live right now and engage them in thoughts around what does liberation look like, what does it look like to have a world where we're thriving, so that we're able to make decisions that create that kind of environment for the folks that will come after us. And so any medium that I use, whether it be paint or collage or photography or film, they're tools for that purpose.
So they all intertwine, all of those, even though they're very different, the common ground is there.
Absolutely. The through line is like, how are we making people see the humanities and the humanity in the subjects that I'm capturing? How do we get people to reflect on their own humanity? And how do we get people to engage in relationships with each other in more liberatory ways? Period. So
on the Gibbes landing page, your starting picture is of this beautiful young girl. Can you talk to me about that piece of art in particular?
Yeah, so that portrait is of my daughter, Micaiah. She was 9 in that picture. She's 15 now. Oh, wow. She's probably gonna be embarrassed that we're talking about it. But Micaiah, you know, was one of my earliest and most convenient, honestly, and the most frequent muses. And so when she was that young, she was very confident. She loved to sing, to dance. She would be, I'm very introverted, I'm very shy. I would love to have her because she would do all the talking. And it felt important to capture her in that moment, like in that full confidence, because I knew teenagehood was coming. And so I wanted her to have that piece to reflect on whenever her confidence wavers, or when she needs to remember, this is who you came into this world as. This picture concretizes that.
So was that a photograph that you took, or did you just freehand that?
I took the photograph, so I almost always use reference images when I paint or draw. So I took the photo just on my phone and thought, this is a beautiful, I'm gonna draw this,
absolutely. And you brought some art with you today. You have beautiful watermelons on your face.
I was like, did I?
Can you tell me about why you decided to do that?
Yeah, and so again, the things that I engage in, art related, is a lot of experimentation. Like, how am I using painting or film or body art to engage audiences around the topics that are important to me? And so, you know, being invited to the Gibbes to be a visiting artist made me remember that years ago, my kid and I had a face painting business. And so I thought, what would it feel like to revisit that medium? You know, it's a different skill set than painting or drawing. And how might, you know, I wear this body art? How might I practice the experimentation of leaning into imperfection and playfulness to, you know, just bring attention to what's going on in the world, you know, what my values are right now, what I want to uplift.
And now you also are the founder of the Ferret House. Can you talk a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so the Ferret House is a creative arts residency and a healing arts space. We invite artists to come and spend anywhere from a week to 3 weeks with us to do anything they want. And so you can practice your art, you can rest, you can get familiar with the land, you can study history. For instance, at the institution I work, which is the Avery Research Center. And the expectation is that you just exist. And we wanted to create a space for folks who, you know, because I don't have formal arts training, I don't have an extensive portfolio, I get told no a lot to residency opportunities, grant opportunities. And so I thought, you know, let's just make the space ourselves. And so my great-grandmother's house that I inherited is where the residency is. I currently have a long-term artist in residence called April Fitzpatrick there. Her work is online, it's beautiful. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Thank
and
you.
now, Brittney, where can our viewers keep up with you after you leave the Gibbes?
I work at the Avery Research Center.
Okay.
People can always come there to see. We have art galleries that are changing. People can come there. So you can find me there.
Perfect.
You can find me on Instagram.
Okay. Well, we will link that down below. And Brittney Washington is going to be featured at the Gibbes Museum until March 10th, so we encourage our audience to go and check out your work. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you.
We're back after this.